Welcome back to Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for this program, and we have with us my favorite participant, Josiane Hird.
Thank you.
She's not just my favorite because she comes all the time, which is great. I really appreciate it. She's also a good friend. I appreciate that Josiane always reminds me when I forget to do the other side, she's there with me. When we do a lot of intense back bends, she has suggestions. She has suggestions to add some postures, anything that'll help improve the program. And that's what I want all of our viewers to do. Come here, stretch with us, give us ideas, and stay with us. Just enjoy the feeling of stretching together. Enjoy the energy right here in the studios. Before I forget my manners, a wonderful crew. Edison Albin, thank you so much for the great camera work. Edison has been with us in the last 2 episodes as well, so I'm really grateful that he's back here again to help us. Richard Special, our studio manager and facilitator for today, has set up all these lights, the sound, and he's also playing the music for us. He's not playing the music, but he's playing the CD with the music on it. So Rich is taking care of the control room today. So thank you so much for the great teamwork. Josiane and I have decided that we're going to take you through a few. Josiane, wasn't it forward folds for today?
Yes.
So why do I have the back bends card? Okay. Josiane and I decided, since we did back bends yesterday, we were going to take you through some forward folds today. Just to help you understand, yoga has a lot of has different sets of rules, a lot of different kinds of rules, but one of them definitely is about balance. We're not just talking about posture balance, we're talking about balancing the postures in and of themselves. So when you do a back bend, you need to do a forward bend. You twist on one side, you need to twist on the other side. And when you start getting used to that sense of balance, everything starts to fall in place. Your physical balance also improves, and then your clarity of thought improves. And that's where we talk about a person who's very balanced in their thinking, very clear in their thinking, very calm. So it helps the body stretch. And when we stretch the body, we move the body, it helps us still the mind. That's how we do it. So we're going to take you through, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe about 8 to 10 forward folds today. And that'll also remember that forward folds also help you sleep well at night, because when you're folding over the brain, the blood goes very calmly to the brain, and it rushes to the brain, but it also stops at some point. So it helps you calm the mind, calms the brain. And when you do back bends, usually when you do your stretches in the morning, you might want to focus on back bends, especially if you have a daytime job. The back bends actually open you up, they awaken your senses, they make you feel more alert. Forward folds help calm and relax you. So we're going to stand up first. Josiane, are we ready?
Yes.
Anything you want to add for our viewers? Any words of wisdom from yesterday?
I think one day at a time.
One day at a time, I like that. That's the smartest thing I've heard, because I sometimes get discouraged that I'm not able to go really deep. And there used to be times when I used to go to the yoga studios and I'm watching other people really go very deep into the postures, and I'm thinking, should I be doing that? But one side of my brain says, no, just do what you can. Mm-hmm. You're right, one day at a time. And if you're very consistent with your practice, try and stretch at the same time every day. It's always good, because your body starts to tell you that it's time to stretch. So you want those kind of reminders. Let's go a little bit in profile. Actually, Josiane, why don't you turn towards me and I'll turn towards you. So Edison's camera will pick both of us up and our viewers can see us both ways. Heels are together, toes are slightly apart. I'm going to go back just a little bit. Hands by your side. Palms are beside your thighs. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring our palms in front of our chest and then go bring the arms all the way up. But before I do that, I want you to understand in this posture, especially because you're going to be tilting back just a little bit when you go up, keep your eyes open when you go up. When you fold over, if you do not think you're going to feel dizzy and fall over, you might want to close your eyes because that does help you internalize the experience. Palms in front of your chest, elbows are up. Inhale, bring the arms up all the way overhead. Exhale, fold from the hip with a nice straight back. Now, if your palms come down all the way flat on the floor, the way Josiane has them, that's wonderful. As long as you do not feel tempted to bend your knees, you will still feel that delicious stretch in your hamstrings and your sciatic nerves in the back of your legs. And in fact, the whole of the back, in fact, hold that, Josiane, that's beautiful. The whole of Josiane's back, the whole spinal extensors, the back of her body is getting a wonderful, wonderful release right there. And if you notice, because Josiane's hands are so close to the floor, she actually has to bring her elbows sideways so she can accommodate her arms, and she's going really deep. For me, I'm not quite there yet. I don't think my palms are going to go all the way, but I'm going to place my palms, or at least my fingers, on the floor. My palms will rest on the tops of my feet. Some of you may not be ready for that today. It's okay. Place your hands at your ankles, your shin. Try to avoid your knees if you can. Now, if you're not able to reach even here, that's okay. Place your hands on the tops of your thighs. So I'm going to place wherever it is. Keep that connection. Hold. Pada Hasta. It's a wonderful forward fold. You should feel a wonderful compression of the lower part of your abdomen on your upper thighs. Inhale. Let's come up. Palms together. Keep your back nice and straight. Exhale and release. This time we are going, another thing you might have noticed, Josiane brought her arms straight down in front of her. I brought my arms all the way out to the side. There are two ways of bringing your palms down. The way Josiane brings her hands down is actually very mindful of people around you. So if you're in a classroom or in a room where there are lots of people or there's not enough space, you want to bring your palms straight down. There is no one way. Whatever is good for a particular situation is really the ideal way for that day. Now, I brought my arms all the way out because I wanted to feel a little more of a stretch, but this is not a very good way to bring your arms down when you're in a room full of people because you might end up hitting someone, so you don't want to do that. Be mindful of people around you. Now, we're going to go into an intense forward fold called Ugra Asana. The school that I came from calls it Ugra. Ugra means fierce. In North America, I understand this is called Prasarita Padottanasana. Pada is foot, Prasarita is extension or wide apart. So your legs are really wide apart. And the idea is, before we go into this, get into this posture, we'll just tell you what you're going to do. The idea is to try and touch the top of your head to the floor. If that doesn't happen, do not get discouraged. Use a foam block, a pillow, whatever you have to keep that connection. Now bring your feet out further than you normally would. So mine, usually I bring them out about 3.5. Today it's going to be at 4 feet apart. So my legs are 4 feet apart. Put your brakes on. This is one posture where you definitely want to put your brakes on. So bring your toes in. Keep your back nice and straight. Inhale, bring the arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling, take your arms all the way overhead, palms facing in. Clasp your palms together in any manner that you've been trained. You could cross your fingers over, keep your palms flat. You could have your index fingers out. Whatever you are comfortable for today, that's perfectly okay. Exhale, fold from the hip with a nice straight back. Now once your palms are all the way down between your feet, I want to make sure that I do not bump into Josiane. You want to make sure that your palms go, your elbows try to go way back behind. Try to get them as far behind as you can. Place your palms flat. Once your hands are nice and secure, you can start wiggling your feet out just a little more and keep exhaling and dip. When you dip all the way down, you will feel a wonderful compression again of the lower abdomen on your upper thighs. You will also feel a little bit of blood rushing to the top of your head, but as long as you keep that connection, make that connection, you should be okay. And if you feel dizzy, you want to ease off just a little bit. In addition, you'll feel that beautiful, delicious stretch in the back of your legs. Your hamstrings and your sciatic nerves get a beautiful stretch. Now, when you're ready, wiggle your feet a little closer together. And when you feel nice and secure and you feel you're comfortable enough to be able to bring your hands off of the floor, bring your palms together. Inhale, come up with a straight back. Exhale and release. Wiggle your feet closer together. Let's turn to face the front of the studio. We're going to go into two postures now, one after the other. Both are forward folds, but they transition beautifully, so we don't need to go all the way down and then come up and go back, because you're going right. This is the one, Josiane. It's Uttanasana and Parvatasana.
Do we have to bend to have our
No,
hands in
not for
prayer?
this one.
Not for that.
Not for this one. This is with the arms across.
Oh, I
We're
see.
just holding the opposite elbows. So Uttanasana is also known as ragdoll in North America. I have no idea why. I guess I have a sense because you flop over. But Uttan simply means forward fold. The idea is to fold over as much as you can as you keep exhaling, so that you feel that beautiful compression of the lower abdomen on your upper thighs. So you're massaging the insides of your lower abdomen. Heels are together, toes slightly apart, and this time we're going to cross over and hold on to the opposite elbows. Inhale, the arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling. Take your arms all the way overhead, palms facing in. Cross over and hold on to your opposite elbows. Once you've made that connection, wiggle your biceps behind your ears. Lift your chin up just a little bit. Let's inhale. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, fold from the hip. Keep your back nice and straight. And again, this is one of the few postures in this sequence where we do not insist that you make the connection, as in we don't ask you to put your hands on the floor at this point, because you already have made the connection by holding on to your opposite elbows. You should feel a wonderful, wonderful stretch of your spinal extensors. The whole of the back of your body feels a beautiful stretch. Do you feel that, Josiane?
Mm-hmm. Feels good.
Yeah, it feels wonderful. As long as you feel good and you're comfortable, the posture is working for you. The moment you're in pain, if someone is in pain, viewers at home or at work, you want to ease off just a little bit. You shouldn't be in pain. You should feel a little bit of a stretch, but you shouldn't be in pain so that you get discouraged the next day. Now, you're all the way down. Very gently place your palms on the floor or the mat about 12 to 16 inches in front of your feet. And then to place my palms flat, I may need to bend my knees. Now, very gently take the left leg back and then take the right leg back. We are now in what's known in North America as downward dog. The school that I came from calls this Parvatasana, Parvat or mountain. Downward dog, and literally in Sanskrit, translates to Adho Mukha Shvanasana. Adho means downward, Mukha is face or facing, Shvana is dog. So it's downward facing dog. Now in this posture, especially in this posture, you want to make sure that your heels are flat on the ground. If your heels do not touch the ground today, it's okay. Do not get discouraged. Place a foam block or a towel, anything that will help you make that connection. Keep dipping. When your heels are down, you might want to dip your head between your hands and hold. Keep exhaling. Use your belly to breathe in and out. This is also a wonderful rest posture. Very gently walk your feet closer to your hands. And let me check my cheat sheet. Where are we? Okay, we're ready to come up. Place your palms together. Inhale. Come all the way up. Exhale and release. Most of these forward folds, I think I may have mentioned in the beginning of today's episode, are really wonderful. They do energize you, but they do not energize you to the extent that you feel wide awake. You actually feel very rested. You feel energetic but rested. Let's come down. We're going to come down in a seated position for rabbit or shashank. The difference between rabbit and the child posture is in rabbit posture, your buttock lifts up off of the ground just a little bit. In child posture, buttocks stay down, and in child posture, hands go back. Rabbit, hands are forward. Sit on your heels so your feet are flat. The tops of your feet are flat on the ground, on the mat, and you want to sit down. Again, like we said, you can sit between the legs if you want. The other way to ease off any tension is just take your knees out just a little bit. You don't have to sit between your heels. You can just bring your knees apart. I think Josiane and I want to just challenge ourselves just a little bit. We're going to keep our knees close together. Also, if you keep your knees closer, you'll feel a greater compression of the lower abdomen on the upper thighs as we fold over. Inhale. Bring the palms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling. Take your arms all the way overhead, palms facing in. Clasp your palms together. I'm going to cross my fingers over. Now, make sure your biceps go behind your ears. Bring your shoulders back, chest is out, chin up. Inhale first. Exhale, fold from the hip with a nice straight back. Resist the temptation to bring the hands down first. See if you can try and bring your forehead to the floor before you bring your palms down. Now you want to keep your arms extended. The triceps get a wonderful stretch in this posture as well, but mostly it's a beautiful compression of your lower abdomen on your upper thighs and a wonderful spinal extensor stretch. The back of your body gets a beautiful, beautiful stretch. Also in this posture, your knees are bent. So when you bend and unbend the knees, you do tend to form a little bit of what's called synovial fluid, which is like a brake fluid, something that gives you a little bit of lubrication for your joints. Hold. If you place your elbows on the floor, you tend to relax too much. So you want to keep your elbows extended. Your arms are extended, elbows are off the floor. Inhale, engage your low back muscles, place your palms together. Let's come up with a nice straight back. Exhale and fold. We have 5 more. I think we're doing well. We have good time. Let's extend our left leg out in front of us. Our right leg out. Let's start with the right leg. I'm already on my left side. You're okay with either leg, right?
Sure.
Notice that Josiane has socks on. Please do not feel tempted to stretch at home with your socks on. Josiane knows what she's doing. She's got rubber dots under her socks. You need something that will give you traction on the mat. So if you want to keep your socks on, make sure you get the kind of socks that actually has those rubber dots. Another thing, I noticed something. A lot of people feel discouraged coming for yoga practice because sometimes, not every time, but sometimes they have to carry their mats with them. I found, the other thing is, if you want to stretch wherever you are, you can go to one of those hardware stores and get the shelf lining, the drawer lining, which is made of rubber. It's got little rubber dots on it by itself, and they come in 6-foot lengths. So that's enough to keep your feet on it and stretch, and you get the traction. So you don't have to have a yoga mat. You can just fold that little thing into a tiny package and put it in your bag so you can stretch anywhere. Extend your right leg out all the way in front of you. Have you tried that in a hardware store? Have you seen those shelf liners?
But it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
We moved apartments last year and we bought those shelf liners by the roll, and they come in 6-foot long lengths. They're like a yoga mat. Right leg is extended all the way out. Right foot is flexed, and you want to make sure that your left knee, the bent knee, is at a T or an L, not a T, at an L with the extended leg. Turn to face the extended leg. Already you should feel a bit of a stretch on the left side. Inhale, take your arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling, take your arms all the way overhead, palms facing in. I'm going to clasp my palms together. We're going to exhale and fold from the hip with a nice straight back. Exhale and fold. This posture is called Janu Sirsha. Sirsha is head, Janu is knee. Literally, it's intended to be head to knee. Now, my head may not touch my knee today or anytime soon, but the idea is to make the effort. So once we've got hold of our feet, the soles of our feet with our hands, We keep exhaling and pull the body forward. Every time we exhale, we pull our body a little further forward, and eventually, one of these days, your forehead may touch your knee. Or let me say, one of these days, my forehead might touch my knee. Josiane's forehead is already way over. In fact, she's able to bend her elbows. Now, if you want to feel that sensation, we're getting into these postures with longer holding times just so we can feel the endorphin rush. So while we are in the posture, I'll explain a few things. If you want to feel the sense of your head or your forehead touching your knee, feel free to bend your knee, and that'll help you bring your forehead down. But you also would agree that when you bend your knee, you don't feel that stretch as much in the back of your legs. So you want to keep your legs extended. And it doesn't matter if your forehead doesn't touch today. It will. One of these days it will. Palms together. Inhale. Come up with a straight back. Exhale and release. Notice how the longer we hold, the more energized we feel when we come out of it.
This
Switch
one I
legs.
have to put my knee differently.
No problem. If you have any knee issues like Josiane has had for a while, make your own adaptations. Respect your body, listen to your body. If your body is not ready, notice you hurt this knee, right?
Yes.
So notice how Josiane's folding it outward. She's not able to bend this knee till she recovers. She wants to be extra careful. Fold your right leg at the knee, tuck the sole. Great, thank you. Tuck the sole, attach the sole of your right foot into the upper left thigh. Extend the left leg out, left foot is flexed high. Now you want to turn your body to face the extended leg. You should already feel a little bit of a stretch on your right side. We have about 5 minutes left, so I think we can take you through about 3 or 4 postures more. Great. Inhale, the arms up to shoulder height, palms facing down. Keep inhaling, take your arms all the way overhead, palms facing in. Clasp your palms together, wiggle your biceps behind your ears. Exhale, fold from the hip. If I forgot to mention when we went down on the other side, if your hands do not go over the soles of your feet today, that's okay too. Place your hands at your ankles, your shin, your thigh, even your knee. It's perfectly okay because you're in seated position, so you're not going to push your knee back. You won't hurt yourself. So it's okay. Just make that connection to some part of your body. Don't leave your hands suspended. Inhale, clasp your palms together. Let's come up. Now this time, keep your arms up. This is still Janusirshan. Now we're going to extend the right leg out in front of us. Both our feet are flexed, and this posture is called Paschimottanasana or bird beak. Keep your palms clasped. Bring your elbows closer to each other. Biceps come close to the ears. Exhale, fold from the hip with a straight back. Now you can hold on to your big toes. If you feel very flexible today, you can place your palms on the soles of your feet. For me, if I hold on to my big toes, not only am I energizing the nerves around my eyes by holding on to my big toes, and we'll get to that when we finish today's sequence. I'll tell you how you would feel that. Not only am I doing that, it's benefiting certain parts of my body. I also find that if I have a nice grip on my toes, it helps me pull my body forward. So keep exhaling and pull. Actually, while we're in this position, I might as well explain. I might forget later. I'm not sure how many people have heard this, but the body apparently has 72,000 nerve endings that end in the soles of our feet and the palms of our hands. 2 minutes? 3, great. And each of these nerves, well, not each of them, many of these nerves, a bunch of these nerves, they actually feed fresh blood, oxygen to the different glands and organs in the body. So the big toes apparently refresh the ocular nerves, the nerves around the eyes. So it is helpful to also hold the big toes. Keep exhaling. Let's inhale. Clasp your palms together. Let's come up. Exhale and release. Now comes your favorite one, the ones with the reverse namaste, hands behind the back. Let's sit on our heels. Now this time knees are bent underneath us and we're going to sit on our heels. Now we're both going to turn around and show you there are two ways we're going to clasp our palms behind us. You could either keep your palms together, and Josiane, you want to do that. You do that beautifully. Come on, show them. You might want to, and you can fold over with your palms together, right?
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to let you do that. And you can keep your palms together, and if that makes it difficult for you to fold over with your palms together, you can clasp the opposite elbows. Now we're both going to do it two different ways. So Josiane, stay that way so people know how you're doing it. Now, if you want to clasp your palms behind you, that's fine. If not, you can hold your opposite elbows the way I'm doing it. Keep your knees close. We're going to exhale, fold from the hip, lead with the chest. Exhale and fold. Forehead touches the ground very gently. Try to resist the temptation to lift your buttock off of the floor. I find sometimes my buttock goes up because I'm trying to reach the crown of my head to the floor. But I think it's okay if you do not touch the crown of your head as long as you keep your buttock down. Inhale, come up, engage your low back muscles. Keep your back nice and straight. And let's come up. Very nice. Josiane, you want to turn around now, face the camera. Actually, we're probably going to turn. We have two more postures. That's perfect. I think we just have a minute and a half. We do have to come in supine position. Now, this is not exactly a forward fold, but it is a compacting of the front of the body. So we do need to come on our back. Take off any stuff that you have in your hair so you don't feel any pain behind your hair and neck. Going to go into happy baby. Now bring your heels close. Bring your heels close to your buttocks, and then lift your feet off of the floor. Place your palms on the soles of your feet, and push your knees down to the side, close to the floor. This posture is Bala Gopala or Happy Baby. And if you want to feel a nice massage for your sacral nerves, you want to just rock to the side, from side to side. And let's close today's episode with a beautiful compacting of the front of the body. Hug your knees close together. Wrap your arms around your knees. Bring them close to you and hold. You can also, move from side to side the way Josiane's doing. Or you can do a very gentle semicircular motion with your knees, hands on your knees, just to massage your sacral region, because that's where the spinal cord divides into sciatic nerves.